That was an amazing song from Popcan, which says firm and strong. Now, good morning to you, our cherished viewers. It is still the Cocoa Digest morning show, and it's time for the lifestyle segments with me, Edna Boatin Yeboah, your host, stepping in for my colleague, Miriam Abna Adede. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook, and you can also send in your WhatsApp messages on the numbers displayed on your screens. We are about treating a very inspiring and impactful topic this morning, and I have with me a special guest. But then before, our topic for discussion is overcoming adversity and building resilience. Overcoming adversity and building resilience is essential in navigating through life challenges. That is why I have here with me a special guest. I'll introduce her, but then before, I would want to say something small about her profile. She studied at the Ghana Institute of Journalism in Accra, Ghana, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication Studies. Her works include ghostwriting, mentoring and tutoring other young minds to write and publish their own books. She has currently authored 5 amazing books. Wow. Sinking Sun, Love at Last, Marrying for Purpose 1, The Boy Who Became a Mayor, and Marrying for Purpose 2. And she is in a person of Miss Sophia Yakoko. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm not sure you're facing any challenges in life.
It's just by God's grace.
We thank God. I look good as well.
Yes, you look
if you
very
want to compliment me, I
yes,
will do
you
right.
look very, very good.
Thank you, thank you. So about our angle of conversation this morning, what do we mean by overcoming adversity and building resilience? Let's start from the basis.
Okay, so for me, I think that overcoming adversity and building resilience, there comes a time when we face challenges in life.
Exactly.
And if we are not able to really strategize and focus on coming out stronger, then the likelihood for us to remain at that position is very high. So if overcoming adversity simply means that you being able to bounce back from life's challenges, yes, and be able to focus on your dreams, your aspirations, and coming out stronger and achieving all these, regardless of the life circumstances.
But then one thing I would want to know is that everyone can face life challenges, some obstacles that comes our way that we can't prevent before it happens. Can you tell us some proactive measures we can take? Or right now, the obstacle has already happened. What can we do to, if not to prevent it, can curb these challenges?
Okay, so personally, I would love to share an experience. Growing up, I got to a time in my life right after senior high school, and my dad passed on, and he was the chief breadwinner. And for me, I never once sat down to think that there would ever be a time when I would think about how am I going to pay my tuition, how am I going to further my education, because daddy was always there. And now he's gone, mommy is around, but I have other siblings and the pressure is on mommy. I cannot put all the pressure on her. And I remember my friends calling and finding out, so what's up with you? I've bought forms here.
What about you?
Yes, and it was a very challenging moment for me. And I had come to a crossroad. It was as though life was just passing me by. I didn't know what to do. But, you know, at a very tender age, I told myself that I want to make an impact in society. I told myself that I want my life to be a blessing. As at the time, I didn't really even know what that meant. But there was this thing in me that told me that it was just a phase of life.
Exactly.
So now what do? I decided that, okay, for me to be able to focus and re-strategize my life, then it means that I have to cut off certain pressures from the world that were mounting up on me.
So what I did, of it, not cutting you short, but then with you knew what you wanted for yourself. Unlike others, some will result in depression, some will be suicidal and whatsoever. So do you think that everyone going through some obstacle or some challenges should sit and assess themselves, or they should resort to people to help them in these challenging times?
I think it depends on the situation at hand.
Okay.
It depends on the situation, because for me, what I did was I took out my SIM. And
why?
Yes, because I didn't want my friends to be calling me and giving, because you could easily enter
making
into
you more
depression.
sad.
You get it. You because I was already grieving the loss of my dad, and you are also calling to ask, what are you doing? I've bought forms here. In as much as I was happy for them, I didn't know where I was going next, and I needed to re-strategize. So I think that it depends on the situation at hand, because for me, after I took out my SIM, now I began to focus on myself. So what can I do? Should I get a job? What can I do? So that was the period where I began to think, and I'm a Christian, and I won't hide that fact. And I believe in the Holy Ghost, and He really, really helped me through that. So sometimes, depending on your situation, there are people that you can also look up to. There are people that you can talk to. You don't have to go through it all alone. Yes, there are people that you can walk to and ask them, find out how you can come out of this situation. Yes, so, and sometimes too, you just need to motivate yourself. You just need to get up there and tell yourself that this is just a phase of life. I will get through it.
So pass.
Yes.
Yes. So talking about your life experience, during whatever thing you were thinking, okay, let me start working, or what is the next move? At that point in life, was there an instance where you were bullied, or you had no defense? As in, a situation happened and then you had no defense on how to cope or care with?
Okay, so personally for bullying, I have not really had a personal experience with that.
You're a tough girl. I can resonate with it so much, yes.
Oh, okay.
When you are done, I'll tell you mine.
Okay, I would love to hear that. Yes, I personally don't have it, but I've seen people go through it.
Yeah.
And it's one thing that is really causing a havoc, especially to children at a very tender age. You see them becoming timid, you see it building inferiority complex in these ones, and they are not able to come out and become what they have to be.
Yeah.
So bullying is something that for me it's really a challenge, and that is the reason why I even wrote a book about it. Yes,
We'll come to that.
Yes.
Yes. So with my instance, during my SHS days, I was bullied a lot of time. I would say I was very timid and then an introvert. So anytime it happens, I don't understand why a senior or a sister will just punish you for her to be happy. You do nothing wrong, and then they are just punishing you. I never understood it. But then it got to a time where I just felt it's normal in school. But then in as much as they did it to me, when I got to Form 3 or something, I never did it to my juniors, because the pain I went through, I don't expect someone to go through that pain, because anytime it happens, I'm insulting you in my head. I can't fight back.
So, well, for me, I also experienced a bit of that with my seniors, but maybe I don't classify it as bullying because I thought it was a normal school thing. Because I remember one senior calling me one time and giving me some beatings.
It's so bad.
All because she saw me talking to the boyfriend. And I didn't even know. The conversation had nothing to do with
relationship.
Yes, she called me together with her friends, but I got out and said, well, this is part of life.
It is.
Yeah.
So moving on, do you think we can cultivate empathy in our community, especially towards those who are less privileged or less fortunate?
Yes, I think empathy is one thing that is it's very important, and in our dispensation, it is lacking. When we talk about empathy, I explain it as putting yourself in the shoes of other people and understanding them and feeling what they are experiencing or they are going through. And for me, when it got to a time, I was sharing my experience about how I got to a crossroad when I didn't know what to do in my life, and somebody came in, saw the potential in me, and decided to give me a helping hand. And that woman has been a blessing. We are not even tribally affiliated, but she looked beyond me And she wouldn't want her name to be mentioned, but I just want to say that God bless her, and I know she's watching me.
So
and I say, Mommy,
thank you
much.
so much for doing this for our dear sister.
And you see, just as she saw the potential in me and decided to help me, now by helping one individual, I'm also able to bless other people. Do you understand? And I think that we should get to this level where we are concerned about each other. We should look beyond just trying to fend for ourselves and our families, and thinking that if we are not related by blood, there is nothing that I can do to help you.
Yeah.
And we should just come out of ourselves as a community, help each other. Because if we really do this, then we are going to really help other people. By helping one person, you don't know, but you are also bringing out somebody that can bear more fruits.
Exactly.
Yes, and be a blessing to many more
One
people.
thing I've learned from what you just said is that don't think about helping your family only.
Yes.
You never know where your blessing will come from.
Definitely.
Do well to help
And you know,
everyone.
sometimes even helping somebody who is not a family member, in the long run, the person can even meet your generation, can meet somebody who is related to you, and be a blessing to that person. Yes.
So you never know what will happen in the future. Right. So I know education is the key to success. But then do you think that education role right now can break the cycle between poverty and discrimination? Looking at the fact that a lot of people are now educated, meanwhile, some are not educated. And in our country right now, some were not educated, but then they are very, very rich that we, the educated ones, are even looking up to them. So can you tell me if the role of education in our lives right now can break the cycle of we being poor or discriminated?
Well, I think that the role of education cannot be overemphasized when it comes to bridging the gap between poverty and discrimination. And you see, for some of these people that are rich and maybe they don't have formal training, they didn't have formal training, most of these people are now taking on courses, but we don't know. You understand? Yes, they are taking up courses, and in their secret, they are building themselves. We cannot overemphasize or neglect the role education plays in bridging that gap. Education is able to equip individuals with the requisite skills, tools, knowledge that is able to help them secure better job opportunities. It is able to help them able to foster critical thinking, help individuals to make informed decisions. It is able to nurture the principle of justice and equality. And I believe that strongly that education is very, very important. And it can help bridge that gap.
Okay, all right. So while you were talking, you really appreciated one lady that did you very well. Do you have any other support system in your life whenever you are feeling there's some obstacle in your way? Who comes through for you?
Okay, so first and foremost, I would appreciate the role of the Holy Spirit, like I said, in my life. And then also I thank the woman that came through for me. My mom has also been a great support system. And there is one man I would also want to appreciate, is my father. My father in the Lord, Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Kronipa. He's a general overseer of Overcomers Nation Church. You know, most of the time, people come out there and they lambast men of God, they lambast them on social media, accusing them of chopping people's money and all that. But the truth is that there are some people that are really doing the work. When I first gained admission into Ghana Institute of Journalism, the first person who gave me money, took money from his pockets and gave it to me, said that my daughter, go for shopping, so that when you get to campus, people will see that my daughter has, and he's not even my biological father, he is my father in the Lord. And he's always been there for me through thick and thin. When my graduation, he was there. He is only a call away anytime I need help. And I remember after my daddy died, that period, I had friends from church also coming around, encouraging me, sharing a joke or two. And those were times that really, really helped.
I will also say that my support system is my brother.
Okay.
In as much as my parents are still around and everything, he really comes through for me. And then I really appreciate him so much. We are just two, so I mean, he has to take care of his kid sister,
That's
you
nice,
know.
that's
Yeah, but
nice.
then we have one comment here from Joseph Efriye saying, "Go higher, God is with you." Timely topic in these times, especially for the Christian youth. I can attest to this because everyone has been going through some challenges, and then right now you are telling us more. Myself, I didn't know that even if I'm going through some challenges, I should assess some time immediately. I go to a friend to pour out my heart out, and then sometimes the advice they give me, I feel like if I had just assessed myself,
Yeah.
it would have been way better. So moving on, I think I will do whatever you're telling me right now. It will help me so much. Okay, so we have another comment from Pasolo in Accra, who is asking that what steps can an individual take to build some resilience before facing challenges? What steps can an individual take to build some resilience before facing challenges?
Okay, so I think that some of the steps you can take is, first of all, you must have a personal vision. Yes, because at the end of the day, when you are down, what the drive that will keep you going is the vision. So personally, have a vision for yourself. Yes, have a vision for yourself. And also, I think that we've talked about the role of education.
Yes.
So if you need to maybe pursue higher offer courses, just do it. But just know that at the end of the day, you are your number one cheerleader.
Exactly.
You are your number one cheerleader. So have a vision and take steps towards those visions. And I believe that as you do so, God will also help you. And then, yeah.
Okay, so Akosia in East Legon is asking, how does practicing gratitude influence resilience?
Okay, practicing gratitude.
Yes,
influence resilience. Okay, so I think for me personally, you know, sometimes there are people that you do things for and they don't appreciate you.
Yeah.
And by so doing, their doors lock up. There are a lot of people that have missed great opportunities because they did not appreciate the little things that maybe people did for them.
We appreciate you. I'm really appreciative. The little thing you do for me, I can say thank you to you 1,000 times.
Yes, and it's very, very, very important that, and you see in our youth today, sometimes it's really, it's strange, but it looks like we are getting to a dispensation where people don't think that, oh, what the little things you do for, if, whether much or little, it doesn't matter. But I believe that showing gratitude for the little things can help other people to also do more for you.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you'll be blessed.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So Joseph is asking, what can some of us do who do not have support systems now?
Okay, so if you don't have a support system now, what I will say is that are there people you look up to, like mentors, like teachers, like, yes, so just find out the people that you think they care about you. You get it? Sometimes your parents can be a great support system, but you see, there are times that when you are in a situation and you confide in somebody, the moment the person has a challenge with you, the person just comes out there and spits everything.
Everything.
Yes,
everything
so you
out.
need to be circumspect when you are choosing some of these support systems. Just, I will say again that just pray about it. God will lead you to people that can be a blessing to you, people that you can talk. But I believe that if you have pastors, if you have role models in your life, sometimes some of them have gone through some of these experiences.
Exactly.
And you can just walk up to them and maybe share your issues with them.
Okay, so has there been a time where someone showed some kindness to you and then it made a very big difference in your life?
Well, apart from the my foster mother who helped me, the mere fact that my pastor just took money from his pocket and
Go
said, just take it, go for shopping, so that when you get to campus. I was not expecting that, and
Wow.
it's really made a difference for me. Yes.
Okay. I can also attest to this because when I started working, I used to live at a very far place, and then I was getting to work either stressed, tired, sleepy because I wasn't having enough rest. So I just confronted a friend, and then she was like, "Oh, you can come and stay with me," and then it made a very big
Wow.
difference in my life because I really appreciated that. I can say she's also my support system. Now I'm not living with her anymore, but then she did very good helping me out as a sister,
Yeah.
right?
There are still good people out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We just have to pray so that God connects us to the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that the Gen Zs of our time now, we the youth, should we have a certain form of future aspirations, and then should we stick by it, or in any circumstance or challenges that we go through, we shouldn't forget our future aspirations? We should go strictly by it.
Okay, so I think that for every individual, one thing that will keep you alive, one thing that will keep you going in life, is for you to have a purpose, for you to know that this is for you to find out what you really want to do in life, what you really want to do in society, and for you to work towards it. Without purpose, I don't know, you're actually not living life to the fullness.
Yeah.
You get it? So I believe that, yes, you must have, and for me, one of the things that helped me when I went to secondary school, before I entered into campus, I had already made plans for myself. I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, because this is where I want to get to. And I believe that before we take any step, we should sit down and find out what are the things that are most likely to derail us from our path.
Yeah.
Then you find out, you map up strategies by which you will be able to achieve that aim. So yes, I think that you should have an aim, but sometimes some people are able to support you. There are people that they are even 30, but they don't know what they want to do in life. I believe that everybody has something. There is something you have an interest in.
Yeah.
Maybe that can be something that would be able to help you discover your purpose and then leave it.
Okay, so what you're saying right now, let's say initially I wanted to be a nurse, but then there were some obstacles that came my way. I didn't have enough support. I didn't really complete school to be the nurse that I want to become now. In as much as I would want to be a nurse, now I have to go and learn a trade, like some working skills and all those. Am I sticking to my aspiration?
Well, for me, I believe that, sometimes, okay, maybe we all bought a bus. We say we are going to we pay ticket for Takoradi, and we are all headed in the same direction.
Yeah.
But we can get to Kasoa. Some people can alight at Kasoa. We can get to Mankesim. Some can alight at Mankesim. Winneba, by the time maybe we get to the actual destination where we all bought tickets from, it will just be a few people on the bus. Does that mean that those who sat in the bus and got to Takra, they have failed? Because those who alighted earlier, does that mean they have succeeded? I think that life is not a competition.
Exactly.
God takes us through different processes. Sometimes we just think that, oh, I started life with this person. This person is doing this, so I should also by force get there. No, the route is different for everybody. So there are some people that, some teenagers, some youths, that they even get pregnant. They had hopes of maybe going to school, but along the line they get pregnant. I tell them that it doesn't end here. After giving birth, you can find something doing and go back to what you wanted to do. And there are people that have been able to do that, and they are doing well. So the mere fact that maybe you wanted to become a nurse and something comes up, your vision is that I want to be a nurse. You learn that trade. In working in that trade, you can save towards going to pursuing your nursing program.
Okay, so whatever being the case, whenever you're having you're facing some challenges, You just have to stand strong.
Stand strong.
Yeah.
Quitting is never the answer.
Not at all.
No quitting. You
no
can,
quitting
you can
here.
fall down. You can cry a bit, but you get up, clean yourself.
Even
and
if you have to crawl to get
yes,
up, do
you have
so.
to do that.
Okay, so we have Eva in North Legon. Her question is, what is the relationship between mental health and resilience in the face of adversity? What is the relationship between mental health and resilience in the face of adversity?
Mental health and resilience in the face of adversity. Well, regarding mental health, I would have preferred a professional to speak
against it.
Yes, in that regard.
So, no problem. We have Abna Mimi. Her question is the impact of, okay, so this is like the impact of education on our lives cannot be underestimated. Great discussion. Exactly.
Thank
so
you.
We can't underestimate the impact of education in our lives. All right, so right now I would want to ask if you are having like a sort of responsibility in your society. If yes, what are they?
Okay, so when I got to level 300 in Ghana Institute of Journalism, I saw that there was a need in most rural communities. There was prevalence of high prevalence of teenage pregnancy, girls dropping out of school because they didn't have people to look up to. They didn't know their lives can amount to anything, and they thought that their sexuality was all there is. You get it? So they offer sex. It can amaze you that you go to some rural communities and they offer sex for sanitary pads. They offer sex for 5 cedis just to buy spark. And it was something that I saw and I said that no, there is something we can do about it. So right on campus, what I did was I mobilized some of my colleagues. So when we go on break, then we organize ourselves, we embark on rural missions. First, the vision is to share the gospel. But when we go, we buy sanitary pads, we buy some of these things, and then we give it to them and we educate them. Yeah. We educate the young girls. We teach them about purpose discovery. We teach them about sexual purity. We teach them how they can have a dream, how they can build themselves up. Sometimes we even teach them how to acquire skills so that even after we have left, they will not go back to what they were in. And I believe that this is something that we can all do. When we find a need in our community, let's become that solution. And for most of these communities that we have visited, if you can check Ladies for Christ Foundation on Facebook. Some of the places we have visited, we posted some of the pictures and videos. They are not all the communities, but there are some of the works that we have done. And for some of the feedback that has come from these places, the parents will call and they are so appreciative. They tell us that, oh, since you left this village, the children, education has become some sort of competition. Everybody wants to go to school. When we take time to even educate the parents. We tell them about the importance of seeing their children furthering up their education and all that. So this is something that we still do. We still do. And for me, this writing project is not something to make a name or just to make money, and it's a ministry.
Wow.
So whatever proceeds that comes out of it, this is what we gather and we go out there and be a blessing to people.
That's very inspiring. Thank you. God bless you so much for doing this for others. Okay, so we have our final comments, which says this show is very... Okay, so it's from Owusu Banahene Godfred from Ebenezer Dansuman Down. And then he says, this show is very educative, especially with regards to the topic for discussion. I think in this current world in which we live now, discussions of this caliber will be helpful to everyone, especially the frustrated young kings and queens. I know, right? So we've come almost to the end of this segment, but then I have a surprise for you. Miss Sophia Yakoko is launching her book, and then I'll give her some few minutes to tell us something small about it. I'm counting down.
All right, so on Sunday, 22nd September, this very Sunday.
And please, I'm coming. There are some images, and I would want my producer to display them on the screen so you can see. Thank you.
Okay, so on Sunday, this very Sunday, I'll be launching 2 books: The Boy Who Became a Mayor and then Marrying for Purpose. And like I said, the proceeds that comes out of these launch and the sale of the books is to go out there and be a blessing unto
venue.
The venue is Overcomers Nation Church. It's at Tesano, opposite Iten Drag. It's close to the Abeka Total Filling Station. Time is 11 a.m. So I'm just calling everybody. And if you want to partner with us, I just want to, if that's okay, I can share my number. If you want to partner with us, if you want further details, you can also call.
So what is the book about?
Come again.
What is it about, the book?
The book, so for The Boy Who Became a Mayor, it's a book that targets young minds. It targets, it teaches them how to be empathetic at a very tender age. It teaches them how to see the best in others. It teaches them never to lose faith and to aspire for greater things.
Wow.
And it's a book that I recommend for every parent out there. Get it for your child. And I believe that if these virtues are instilled in them at a very tender age, it will help them. And for Marrying for Purpose talks about, is a book for if you are a single person trusting God for marriage, it's for you. It's if you are married, it is also for you.
Okay.
There is a reason why God created marriage, and we must find out the purpose.
I think we should see you again.
Yes,
so that you
definitely.
explain into details about your books. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
having
answering
me.
an invitation. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so this is where I draw the curtains on today's lifestyle segment on Clock TV, Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Up next is the birthday segment, where I am most happy about. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I heard today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday.
It is time for the birthday segment, but then unfortunately, I have just one birthday segment. You guys should keep bringing in more birthday segments because, I mean, birthdays are to be celebrated, and then you wish someone, makes the person appreciative of how you love, even think about the person. I have with me here, happy birthday, Nanama from Banners Consult NGO, Nanaba Enterprise, Dansuman. He's saying, wishing you long life and God's wisdom. Oh, thank you so much. Now, this is where we come to the end of the birthday segment. Up next is the business segment with Clemencia Bankwe, who is going to take us through the world of business. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.